All right, guys, so we will be, for our homework today, we're going to be drawing the angles on these protractors. So remember, the biggest thing is that the angle has to start on a 0, even if you start at the left or the right side. So let's say I start here. So I'm going to draw a straight line going left to right, starting at 0. Now, if the degree that I want is 137, let's say that's about here. I know that's 135. And if I got really close and really specific, then my line would be about right here. So I'm going to connect, basically just connect the dot. I'm going to start here where my point would be and connect it to that line. Now, obviously, it's a little bit crooked, but I could see that that ends right there. And if you want to do it properly, which you should, you want to make each of these lines a ray. And remember, a ray is an arrow going in one direction. I'll do about 2 more, and then we can go to the page on the back. So again, we could start at 0, left or right. So let's say I start on this side. If I find 100, remember, we're actually going up. So if I start on 0, then these are the numbers that I'm following, and that would be 100. That is the line I'm going to connect. And of course, I'm going to erase all this because I don't need that as part of my angle, and then make each of those lines a ray. All right, last one. For 60 degrees, let's say I start here at 0, I go to, remember I'm going up, and I stop right here at 60. So if I'm stopping right here, I'm going to connect that line to the middle point, and that is my ray. And make sure that you draw these arrows to show it's a ray. And if you want to go the extra step, do you see this little curve? You can actually draw that curve, which tells us the direction of where our ray is going. All right. So for this side of the homework, I'm going to do number 2 because it's a bit more challenging. Now, read the directions. It says that every triangle n always adds up to 180. So making this into an equation, this will be 180 equals, and then this angle plus this angle plus this angle. So what we're going to do is basically we're going to make a formula. Now, I already know that one angle is 95 degrees plus 30 degrees plus x. So this is what I want to find. I want to find x. So I'm going to move this work down here because remember, we should always show work, not for any other reason besides to check our own stuff, to make sure that we're doing it right. So all we have to do is find x. If you remember PEMDAS, the way we do this is first we're going to add. So 95 plus 30 is 125. And then we're going to bring down the plus and the x. So 125 plus x. And then go ahead and bring down this 180. Now, this is the tricky part. We have to get x all by itself on this side of the equal sign. So right now it's a little crowded, right? It's next to 125 and then plus. So what we have to do is this thing called inverse operation. Inverse operation means if we are doing addition, the inverse operation of that is subtraction. If we're doing multiplication, the inverse operation of that is division. So in order to get rid of this 125, we have to subtract 125. Now, whatever we do on this side, we have to do on the other side. So what happens is 125 minus 125, it cancels out. So now our x is by itself. And this, we will find out what x will be. 180 minus 125 is 55. So our missing angle, going back to number 2, x equals 55 degrees. All right, and then the easy way to do this is subtraction. We start with 180 because we know that all of the angles equal to 180. So first I'm gonna add the angles that we do know. So a little mini math right here, 75 plus 35 is, 5 plus 5 is 10, carry the 1, 1 plus 7 is 8, 8 plus 3 is 11. So I would just subtract that amount from 180, and I would get 70. So x equals 70.